And we're getting news from the Indian government's advisory to Canadian students, to Indian students studying in Canada or traveling to Canada. The students have been asked to remain cautious. The Indian government says maintain caution while traveling to Canada. The government says that there's been a sharp increase in incidents of hate crimes, sectarian violence and anti-India activities in Canada. The Ministry of External Affairs and the High Commission in Canada have taken up these incidents with the Canadian authorities and requested them to investigate. Maha Siddiqui is joining us for more details on this. Maha, why is this advisory coming in at this time? Share some background with us and also share the details of this advisory for Indian students.
Yes, this advisory is for students largely, but also for anybody traveling from India to Canada. This is because there has been some amount of concern on the Indian side because of the rise in hate crimes that has been seen. And the statement from the Indian side, as you can see, clearly mentions that the perpetrators of these crimes have not been brought to justice so far in Canada. So it remains a cause of concern. Secondly, only yesterday there was a question put to the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson with regards to a Khalistan-related referendum that is going to take place in Canada. And the Indian side had expressed anguish that a friendly country like Canada is allowing that to continue. So that is another concern for India, and that is why you see the mention of the term anti-India activities. So it says there are hate crimes, sectarian violence and anti-India activities in Canada. We have seen some amount of crimes within the Indian expat community in British Columbia specifically, where in fact the details of some of those who are most wanted and some of them are of Indian origin were also put up. So all these are of much significance and concern to India. Also, if you remember, one more aspect here is that the person involved, the gangster involved in the shooting of Sidhu Moosewala, Goldie Barar, also is believed to be operating from Canada. So a lot of issues that have happened in the recent past, Priyanshi, are leading to a lot of concern for the Indian side. That is one of the reasons that this advisory has been issued for the students as well as for anybody traveling to Canada. Also, importantly, the Indian statement mentions that students to try and stay in touch with the Indian missions in Canada should register themselves on the Mother portal so that help can reach out to them timely in case of any untoward incident or if they require any sort of help.
Right. Maha, the advisory also comes at a time when there is a diplomatic row over a so-called referendum by pro-Khalistan elements on a separate homeland for Sikhs. That's also going on. That's also a row that's going on in Canada. So is it somewhere linked to that as well?
Yes. As I was mentioning, the term used in the statement, anti-India activities, refers to that as well. The fact that there has been an escalation in Khalistani activities that India is very concerned about. This is an issue that India has been raising time and time again with the Canadian side. India has asked the Canadian side to be cognizant of the fact that this is a very significant and a sensitive issue for India. Considering the dark period that Punjab has gone through, this remains a very, very sensitive matter for not just Punjab, but for the country. And that is why any sort of heightened activity on that count anywhere across the world, whether it is in Canada or in Germany or in the UK, has always been taken up by India immediately. And in this case, as I was mentioning, Priyanshi, that yesterday when this question was put up to the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson, Arina Bakshi, he had mentioned that it is a matter of concern and disheartening that a friendly country like Canada is allowing this referendum to go through. This certainly is a matter of concern, and we have seen that in the past this has created a lot of angst between specifically Justin Trudeau and the Indian side. Remember when Justin Trudeau had come to India on a visit, there was a photo of him along with a person who was considered a Khalistani sympathizer that had gone viral, and then that had created a lot of diplomatic discomfort between the two sides.
Right.